going on, y'all? Johnny Wheeler Reacts. I'm Johnny Wheeler. Welcome back. Coming at you with the fourth and final part, so sad, of what's the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you. Y'all have really responded well to these. Y'all really like me doing them. And I've had a blast making them for you. Hopefully, the stuff that I plan to follow up with on these give y'all the same amount of laughs, and y'all enjoy them just as much as these. Hopefully you will, but we'll find out. So I love these. Let's get at them. Let's get right to it.
I'm kind of curious. What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
I was chatting to an American over an internet video call, and she asked me, "Do you guys have internet down there?" So I thought I'd be funny, and I said, "Yeah, we have internet, but we don't have automatic internet. We have manual internet, so where you've got to turn a crank, and you charge up some internet, and you sort of go for about 5 minutes to get about half an hour of internet," and she fully believed it.
What is the dumbest thing?
That's I meant to say this earlier. Some of y'all have shared with me y'all's experiences in the comments. They're hilarious. That was very similar to what somebody sent me. I just, some people they think that, America is just the center of the universe. And like I said in the comment, to respond to this person, they just feel like all of the countries are dirt poor. And that's very ignorant. And it really does embarrass me sometimes that some of us think that. They just never paid attention in school or had the foresight to, have a little bit more common sense, if you will, I suppose.
An American has ever said to you?
I will literally never forget the time somebody told me to go back to my own country.
What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
Oh, man. That one... Ignorance. I don't understand anymore. That gives me a headache.
Is native Russian. It's called Yakut. We live in the far east of Russia. And our traits, as you can see, are Asian. I study in the States, and this guy asks me, "Oh, where are you from?" And I say, "I'm from Russia." And he's like, "No, I mean, like, where are you from?" And I'm like, "I'm from Russia, motherfucker." And he's like, "Okay, then where are your parents from?" And I say, "Imagine, they're from Russia too."
He's hooked
like,
on the Asian
I
thing.
thought that you were Asian. Fucka, motherfucker, for your maka. I am Asian. I don't know how your brain works, but you think if I'm from Russia, I cannot be Asian when I clearly am Asian, and vice versa. If you study your geography a little bit, you will know that half of Russia, the biggest country in the world, it's really hard to miss it on the map, is in Asia. You really think that Habib Nurmagomedov's ethnicity is Russian? No, he's Dagestani, which is one of the 100 native Russian ethnicities. So yeah, I'm an Asian with Russian passport, bitch. And I got no ancestors immigrated. Don't mix your history with my history.
I'm kind of curious.
Very well said. Very well said. I had a friend when I was back in high school where she was part of the exchange program. She was from Russia, and she was in fact Asian, just like that. And I remember it confusing like so many people around there, and that was very embarrassing to see, like in the flesh, if you will, to see people react that way, and it was just so dumb. But yeah, I know what the. Oh man.
What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
Hi, Canadian here. Before I get started,
Cool.
just for reference, the U.S. is here, and we are right there. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try to go in order from least ridiculous to most ridiculous, so stay tuned until the end. Firstly, I've been asked numerous times if you need a passport to enter Canada. Like we're not a whole-ass other country. I've been asked if we ride polar bears, typical, if we have roads, if we have cars, if we go to school. These are serious questions, by the way, like they were being serious.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
The worst one was when I went to Ohio to coach a basketball camp, and I was talking to one of the coaches. He was the coach of a JUCO, okay? Black man in his 40s. And he said to me, "Wow, I didn't know they had black people in Canada." I obviously thought he was kidding, but then he said, "Wow, does that mean you're like one of the only black people over there? Like, did you move there from the States? You're American, right? You have to be."
I'm kind of curious. What is the dumb?
That's very similar to like when I used to have a friend who's no longer around. We were watching a movie, and the movie took place like in France or something somewhere. He saw a black French guy, and he was like, I didn't know they had French people like in Europe. I'm like, yeah, man. It's like, I couldn't understand. And I thought, at first, I thought he was joking, and he was like dead serious. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So yeah, I get that.
Dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
When I first moved to the U.S. from Saudi Arabia, a waitress named Ashley looked me dead ass in the eyes and asked me if it snows in Islam.
I'm kind of curious. What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
So, I'm born and raised in the States, but my family is Brazilian, and I would often go back to Brazil to go and visit my other relatives. When I would come back from Brazil and go to school, people would ask me how I was posting stuff. And I would say, what do you mean? And they were like, don't they not have internet there? And I would just be completely dumbfounded. And I would say, what do you mean? Of course we have internet. And they would ask me, how do you get it? So I would literally tell them, oh, we have a monkey and we bribe him with a coconut and we have him run on a spinning wheel, and that's how our internet works. And they believed me.
You gotta be kidding me.
What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
So I'm an Australian, and I'm in New York for the first time. Never been to America, and I'm having dinner with like 10 Americans that I met there, right? Getting along with them great. And one of the guys says something really funny, so I laughed, and then I go, man, you're a fucking sick cunt. And the whole table just stopped, went completely silent, and just stared at me. And then the guy that I called a sick cunt goes, dude, never say that word. Like, not even in private. What a fucking dumb cunt.
What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
Oh, that's fantastic. Raider fan, uh-oh. Raider Nation?
So, in 2013, I went to America for the first time ever. It was to New York, and I absolutely loved it. I went on a family holiday. And while I was there, at one point, I started talking to this American girl. And the second I started speaking, she was like, oh my god, like, you have an accent. And I said, yes, I have an accent. And she goes, yeah, but like, your accent's different. And I said, yeah, of course it's different. I'm from the UK. I have a British accent. It's different to yours. And she goes, wait, I have an accent? To which I said, yes, you have an American accent. I'm British. I've got a British accent. You're American. You've got an American accent. A French person would have a French accent. And a German person would have a German accent. And this girl looked so confused and so bewildered. She just was not understanding that concept. And it just made me think, how closed off are you guys to the real world? Like, there's more than just America. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious. What is the
That's
dumbest
exactly
thing
what
an
I'm talking
American
about.
has ever said to you? Here's one of mine. I remember getting into an argument with an American over Discord about how many states they have. He was convinced that America had 40. Keep in mind, he's American. They have 50. I'm kind of curious. What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
Hang on. That one I'm actually trying to wrap my head around. How in the world... He didn't finish school. Ain't no way.
So I used to work at this winery on the east coast of Canada. It's like kind of close to a port city, so sometimes cruise ships would come in and people could come down to the winery for the day. So one time this group of Americans came down off a cruise ship, and I gave them the tour, and the tour finishes outside in the vines, in the vineyards. And they look up and there's birds flying around, and the birds are bald eagles, which in this part of the world, bald eagles are very common, see them every day, no biggie. But these tourists start freaking out, like they're taking photos, one guy has binoculars, and they couldn't stop saying like how good the hospitality was and that we would do this for them. And I was like, do what for you? And they were like, well, these birds, like bald eagles, are American, so like you must have brought them here for us. So these people thought that A, bald eagles don't exist outside of the US, and B, this winery that sees thousands of people a day imported these birds for their pleasure.
Curious, what is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
Where were you born? America. Oh, so like where were your parents born? America. But why do you have an accent? I don't. I have a speech impediment. No, you don't. It's an accent. Well, damn, let me just go tell my speech therapist that. Just save some money.
I'm kind of curious, what is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
Right, so I'm an actress, and this year I was shooting a movie in England, and one of the crew guys walks up to me and he's like, "Where you from? Your English is really good." And I was like, "Well, I'm from Bulgaria." And he just stares at me for a second and goes, "Bulgaria? How are you an actress? Don't you still live in caves?"
I'm kind of curious, what is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
So, being from South Africa and having worked in America for a couple of years, I've been asked, how did I get here, in America? Told them we had teams of 4 in one rowboat and then each guy gets an hour to row. I've been asked, how did you learn to speak English so quickly? So I said, no, that's easy. That's just like a 2-day course, Easy. I've been asked, have you really got pet lions? So I said, no, I don't. I've got a cheetah, but my neighbor's got the lion. I've had, how can you be from Africa? Because you're white. So I said, well, have you never heard of an albino? Just, I don't know where they get the shit from. But it's quite fun once you start going with it. And they believe every fucking word.
What's the piece of information that you...
Alright, that's it. That's the end of that one. Oh, man. See, that's what I'm talking about. Some people, they're just so close-minded that they can't... And like I've mentioned before, and sorry for all the pauses, I've just had so much, even personal experiences like I just shared. I've seen that firsthand, and it is so... It's so comical. Because it's just... I don't understand how some people are so closed off that they just assume that even countries like the UK and other countries in Europe, they're just so, like, you guys have internet? You cannot be that dumb. You can't. It's just not possible. That is just fantastic. I'm glad that y'all love these, and I love making them, but that is just great. What was the favorite one out of this one for you guys? Let me know in the comments. It's all of it for me. I can't pick a favorite one because those are just, I don't understand how people can just think that way. It makes no sense. And it embarrasses me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, not all of us are that closed off, if you will. But post comments, let me know what y'all thought. If you liked it, please hit the like button. Please subscribe. It would really help me out. Y'all have been so supportive, and I thank y'all from the bottom of my heart. It really keeps me going. It helps keep me do this. I'm glad to do these as long as y'all enjoy them. Not just these, but any of my videos, actually. So until the next one, y'all, this is Johnny Wheeler, and I'm out.